Hello, I am Drag, and I hope you all are well. Today I will be drawing my Braladins as they're dressed in their spaghetti western story. There's a lot of context that I need to give you guys, and I'm going to go into that right now. To start out, I'm in several D&D groups. I can't be right now because of some projects that I'm working on. But yeah. I basically one of the groups that I'm in, we didn't have enough players for one day, so the DM decided, oh hey, why don't we just make it like a one-shot sort of thing where you guys are in this thing, right? So we did, and then he just kind of threw it on. I was like, oh yeah, also you guys are all like wearing cowboy hats and stuff because it's a western. I'm like, oh okay. And it was a one-shot thing. It was fun. I was Cliff. I got to play as Cliff, the first guy that I'm drawing right now. That was it, right? It was basically just us fighting tieflings, and that was it. That was all we were doing. But then the second spaghetti western story that we had to do was because one of the players just wasn't available for my campaign, but he also wasn't available for we're in a very story heavy part of that campaign of his campaign, and we need all the players in order to play it, or we need a minimum of 3 other players. So yeah, so he said, oh yeah, let's do the spaghetti western thing again. And it's kind of become an anthology series where we're all in we're all just in different cowboy western attire. And I am using this time to play as my bro paladins, my Braladins. I haven't got to play as Nevia yet. I really want to though. So I'm hoping that the next time I'm able to play, I can play as her or as Vance, because Vance would be very fun in a western. But I should probably explain a little bit more. So it's kind of become an anthology series, and I got to play as Thade, the guy with the snow hat on. You'll see him, and I'm realizing he is so dumb. He is so dumb, and I love him. I love how dumb he is. Very kind of not, I wouldn't say robotic, but it's just it takes him a second to process things. And as I'm thinking of them as a trio, because they're a trio, I'm thinking about their dynamic. And Nevia and Thade are always watching their soap operas or whatever, whenever they get some downtime, whenever they're, together. And Cliff is off doing something else. I was like, oh my god, is Cliff the leader of the Braladins? And I'm like, yes. Cliff is the leader of the Braladins, and that is something that I need to come to terms with. It actually wasn't that hard. I just think that it's funny because if someone just asked the group of them oh, so which of you is the leader, both Nevia and Thade will just kind of point to Cliff. And he's like, no, I'm not the leader. We're all equals here. And then she's just like, he's the leader, and he's like, so he has to do all the what's it? I don't know. He has to do all the diplomatic work, which I guess works best for him because he's really more that character. He's frightening in battle. And as I was sketching these things out a bit more, I realized I was worried that I wouldn't be able to truly capture their personalities, but I kind of feel like I did. Where Cliff is he's ready to go at the same time. He's really more observing you. Thade is just gonna jump in there and zippity zap. And then Nevia, she's probably gonna miss every hit, but she's gonna look cool while she's doing it. Okay, right. So alright. So back to the actual story. It's so funny to me how, because the first one that I did, I played Cliff. Alright, so the story. First character I actually played with was Cliff in this spaghetti western anthology, whatever the fuck. And it was just it was just a pit, a fighting pit, whatever. Just make sure that you don't kill the other person, right? So, do you wanna know what this motherfucker does? So we have our enemy on the last leg. He has that hammer, right? He's used his divine sacred weapon on it. So it is glowing white hot radiant energy. And they cast darkness. And the DM ruled that because of how powerful the radiance was. It was dispelling the darkness, the magical darkness. So he was just kind of like walking towards this last tiefling guy who was like literally on his last leg. And I'm just like, okay, so I'm gonna roll non-lethal. And of course, this guy like has what, maybe 10 HP left, right? I don't know how much he had. He didn't have a lot. He was on his last leg, as I said. And this motherfucker, Cliff, rolls a nat 20. Fuck you, Cliff. Fuck you. I love you. I love you so much. He rolled a nat 20. So, and then he added a divine smite to it. So he's dealing double damage with a divine smite that basically burned the guy's face because his radiant energy manifests as fire. So he had to like after like drinks he bought them around because, you know, that's one of the bro code that's in the bro code. And he like he sees this guy's face is just burnt. And he's like, yeah, do you want me to heal that? And the guy's like, oh, that'd be nice, thank you. And so Cliff does that, and then the other two players' characters just kind of left, which I thought was funny. And Cliff was just kind of like, they're like, huh, I guess they don't understand sportsmanship, or like something like that. And it was just so in character. But the next one, Thade. Thade is, he's the guy who has the lightning bolt above his head. He's a paladin, so it's not actual lightning. It's like radiant energy that manifested itself as lightning. But put simply, he's a character. He's definitely a character. He is the youngest of the trio, and on top of that, he is dumb. He's so dumb. He is so dumb. So the part where I got to play him, basically what happened was the DM's like, oh yeah, so let's go back to that universe again because, you know, this person's not here, so we can't play like the main campaign, and we can't play a Drags campaign because you guys need like, yeah, right. Also, I was driving at the time, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to like think about DM stuff while I'm driving. So they're like, okay, yeah, we'll just go back to the spaghetti western. And I pulled out Thade. I'm like, all right, this guy's gonna be fun. I'm playing him, right? This originally what the DM wanted was us to like be in another like fighting pit, but this time it was going to be to the death. And my character was not about that. And by my character I mean me. I was not about that. And neither was my character, and neither were the other players, to be completely honest. Like, I was talking with one of them after, and what they were saying was like, oh yeah, no, like I would have done the fighting pit if it wasn't to the death. I don't want my character to die. At least not from something as stupid as like, you know, a mosh pit, a fighting pit. You know, like it's one of those things. And like, because it is a Western, it's like, they're shooting. So like my character was Thade. He was sent there on a mission to kill a Kelpie. That is all that he got. In their backstories, they're all a homebrew background I called a roaming knight, but I honestly just flavor texted as that is their occupation. They are knights that roam. That is something that's in my universe, but for main D&D, it'd just be an outlander bounty hunter, and they just like do tasks. They're always traveling. He was sent to this place. I forgot what it was called. I actually don't think that the DM told us what it was called. So Thade was sent on a mission there to kill a Kelpie. That is all that he got. He didn't know what a Kelpie was. Oh, that's right. We were in the bayou. So he's sent to a bayou to kill a Kelpie. That's kind of based on a creepypasta I heard. It's actually one of my favorite creepypastas to listen to. It's just like about this guy who like goes to a bayou as a kid, and he sees like different things. He sees like a guy playing an instrument in a tree. He sees like beautiful women just kind of like dancing in the like water, and he's revisiting this place as an adult, and like he's just reminiscing about it, and he's just like, oh shit, that was a Kelpie. If I can find it, I might link it. I probably won't because it's like really hard for me to find for some reason. Anyway, back to the main thing. So that was my inspiration on why Thade was there to kill a Kelpie. The DM was, he threw in like a gunslinger called the Kelpie, and my guy was just like, I don't know if that's the right guy. I think Kelpie's like a thing, you know? And like, oh, he's so dumb. Okay. Anyway, he is just kind of going with the flow, but then he finds out that one of the other PCs is like late on their debts, and so he ends up taking them down the river to the next town and they fight a Rusalka. You don't want to fight a Rusalka. I thought it was so funny because he basically derailed the DM's plans, and by he I mean me, but it was mainly him because it was kind of in character for him. I'm realizing more and more, like, as I was playing it, and I'm like, during this session, I'm like, you guys, I can tone him down, I can pull him back if you guys want me to. They're like, no, 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 no. You made this, now you kind of have to like stick with it. I'm like, fuck. You made a character choice, you need to stick with it, and you are kind of pushing the story along. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, all right. And because of that, because of Thade's initiative, now I can't, the Spaghetti Western's on pause, at least that anthology part of it is, because he was the one mainly driving the story, which like, one of my biggest insecurities or like fears role-playing, in like TTRPGs is like monopolizing the story, which is why even like if it's on a character beat for me, I'm always like, oh yeah, no, so my character does this, what's so-and-so doing, you know? And like, I really need to get over that, but also at the same time, I don't know, it just makes me so anxious, like when the story is just on me, because I'm just like thinking about everybody else at the table. They're just kind of like, I feel like they're just kind of waiting for me to like be done so that they can like get back to playing. And like, I don't know, I think that's something I need to work on. But yeah, they were like really saying, yeah, no, like you need to like, he is kind of driving the story right now, so if you pull him back now, like you're doing a disservice to everyone. Like, fuck. So I'm like, all right. So he takes them down to the bayou, and then we actually got to get a second part to this one. And we ended up like going to this magic library, or library, and he pulled a statue out of it. It was a very heavy statue, and then he got to ride a kelpie, and now they're in the next town, and he's so dumb. Thade is so dumb, but he's also inexperienced, so maybe that's why he's dumb. I was talking with one of the other players too after the session. I'm like, I mean, he's not dumb, but he's like, he's oblivious. And the other player's like, he's dumb. I'm like, he's so dumb. I love him. And so yeah, that's Thade. And then we have Nevia. Nevia is the last of the Braladins. I haven't actually fleshed her out as much. Initially, what I had her as was somebody who would heal people without asking first, and then she would like have them sign a waiver saying that, but then I don't know, I changed it. I changed that ruling of the bro code. So now it says, rule number 1, thou shalt always lie on hands an ally or a bro, because it's like, you know, a bro. Thou shalt always heal a bro if a bro is in need, or like, you know, whatever the fuck. And but as far as like her, I haven't really developed, I haven't gotten to play her, so I don't know her as well as the other two. But what I have in mind is that her weapon is like a manifestation of her ice powers. Well, quote unquote ice powers, it's paladin powers, but like radiant ice energy. And she will, I mean, it's just like a great sword or like whatever weapon she is using at any given time, but it's gonna be like flavored as like, oh yeah, so like you see her hold out her hand and like a weapon just sort of manifests, and then she just like starts slashing away at the enemy. But I know that she's gonna be the most fun just because she is not as diplomatic as Cliff, and she's not as dumb as Thade, and on top of that, she's hot. Like, the other two can be seen as hot, but like, she's undeniably hot. She's clever, I know that much. And she is the one who likes to watch the soap operas. I would say Thade likes to watch them more, but you know how it is. But yeah, with that, I will call the video here. Thank you for watching and listening to me ramble on about my Braladins. I love Braladins so much. And yeah, follow me on all my other social medias. I post on Instagram, Twitter. I don't stream as much on Twitch anymore until I get a new computer. And if you feel so inclined, please, by all means, buy me a Ko-fi, because I love Ko-fis. And until next time, bye!